Hey there, what's up? I apologize. Can anybody hear me? I'm just double checking, so forgive me. What's up? Okay. So I'm not sure what's going on with my audio. I don't think it's the best, but you can see my shit slowly getting up to date behind me, and we're getting our shit together. What up? Oh, cool! I love the new name. Is it Kira Killa? So I'm sorry I'm not doing a Photoshop stream today, mostly because I have an appointment coming up at at 3:00. I have to go see an oral surgeon. I'm not getting surgery. Today. I may not have to get surgery, but I'm getting surgery, and I didn't want to do something long and Photoshop and then have to, half-ass it at the end. Oh, nice, Kira Killa. But I didn't want to do something long and drawn out today, just so nobody was worried about time, or I wasn't gonna half-ass it, because I don't like half-assing my shop jobs. Like with Raul, he had suggested to do a Starry Night and then just do it as a sunny day instead. And I was like, oh hell yes. And I just don't have the time to do that today. So that's really what it is. Long and drawn out, we never do. No, we never do a long and drawn out stream. But I figured today, since I didn't get to do the anime stream with my friends yesterday, I was ready to go. I mean, I've done Netflix and chilled drinks. For those if you haven't seen it, my latest episode, go watch it. It's spoiler free. I'm just spamming it because it's the first time I've done a Netflix and chilled drinks in a while. It's not the Dorohedoro that I want to do, because that one's big and bombastic, and I'm actually going to have to use a lot of the space behind me to set up a green screen. But I wanted to, as the chat says, I wanted to talk about Aggretsuko Season 3, Crunchyroll Expo, and what other any other anime stuff you want to talk about this week. Because I told everybody their homework for last week with my friend King Low Tier, his channel. I told everybody, hey, your homework is going to be watch Aggretsuko Season 3, and then we'll talk about it this week. But we didn't have the anime chat. Let's talk about Aggretsuko. Yes. Oh my god. So I'm going to, again, try to keep it as spoilery free as humanly possible, just because I don't want to... I don't know how many people, might stumble across this and haven't seen it, but it is mad different from the first two seasons. The first two seasons are you're like, oh, wicked relatable, I got this. And this one still has relatable points. I think, let me see if I can find it. Somebody put a meme. Because I've been posting, everywhere. I've been in the Aggretsuko, Reddits, and freaking, I'm in an anime group on Facebook that's for Colorado anime creators. And, let's see. Yeah, screw you, capitalism. Let's see if I can show it for a second. Save image. I know I should have thought this through more. I'm getting better at these. I am getting better, I think. Let's go with yeah, that'll work here. And then go into my media source, browse. Oh, come on. There we go. Or not. Okay, never mind. I guess I can't show that. I can at least show the Netflix and Chilled Drinks trailer for anybody who maybe hasn't seen it, hasn't seen my video. He was avoiding the chat because he hasn't watched it. Oh, man. So there's a lot of stuff you can't talk about in Season 3, and the thing that is pretty bombastic or pretty amazing about Season 3, at least to me, is it does have it still has its relatable points while still maintaining the same fun things everybody loves. about Aggretsuko. There we go. That's the image I was looking for. So that's what I mean by it's that way. There we go. Yeah, still relatable as all get out. Yeah, season 3 was pretty different from 1 and 2, and the ending was shenanigans. It was. Oh man, I did not expect that kind of ending. I was literally screaming at the TV like, who did this? Like I was legitimately mad. Like, who does this with? Oh man, who did this? Some troll shit. Not panty and stocking level troll shit, but some shit that makes you mad. And don't mind, I'm just eating yogurt because I need to eat something. It's lunch. But season 3, way different. Like way, way, way different. Oh yeah, I'm still in shock. Yeah. It was so good. It was great. I know I'm repeating crap. I'm always doing that. That's why you're here. That's part of why you like me, right? But everything from some of her job stuff that makes her reconsider. There is one thing I can say about season 3 that made me laugh, and I've been talking about it in like the forums for Aggretsuko. I feel like I always spend my life watching seasons 2 and 3. So one of the things that got me was, I guess it's a spoiler, but not completely. You kind of figure it out. She does some marketing stuff, and they're like, there was a meme saying like, oh, she did their marketing. Oh, she picked up all their clothes or, laundry or whatever. She did errands. She did this. She did that. And there was like just a long laundry list of it. And people like, and it was like all these swords pointing to Aggretsuko. And I'm just like, dude, I wrote back. I was like, oh, so you're saying that's like being a marketer in 2020? Or I guess when this took place, 2019. Just being a marketer in 2019. Because that's essentially what you have to do anymore if you want to get a marketing kick sometimes. Like if you work with a bigger business, maybe not. But little buddy businesses, oh hell yeah. Hell yeah. You're gonna you're gonna be the gopher for everything. And it's gopher because like go for this. Go for this. Go for Facebook and update it. It's just that's what you do. So I still found it highly relatable. And there's a couple other things that I can't talk about, and it's driving me nuts. I can't talk about. Oh, if you haven't seen season 3, God, I can't talk about it because there's spoilers. Still relatable, and then some next level shit that happens that ends up being like, holy cow, I didn't see it coming. And I said holy cow a lot. I said it a lot in my Netflix and chill drinks, blah, blah, blah. I'll go ahead and, I guess, link it. Because I need to get better at sharing my stuff. I'm not good at it. I'm kind of garbage at it, honestly. Oh, man. Let's see if I can do it without playing Ish in the background. Let's go share. I'm also really proud of this one because the drink is delicious, so that's the other reason I want to share it. Yeah, if you haven't watched it, get out so we can talk spoilers. I know, I'm like, I have to talk to people in person. I gotta talk to people on Discord. I've been on Reddits, and Discord's been awesome because I think Reddit and Discord both do this. If it's a spoiler, you can actually put like a black bar across it where you can't, I guess essentially it covers up the spoiler, so you have to click it if you're really that curious of what the spoiler is going to look like. So, oh, God. The only other thing I can say is I really, really, really wish, like I saw a bunch of people in the Aggretsuko stuff talking about they wish Haida was a real dude and not like a cartoon hyena. And there's a lot of stuff that makes me agree with that, and at the same time makes me so mad at Haida. Our whole chat would be black bars. It really would. Our whole entire chat would be fucking black bars. And I know we're probably going to talk about it in King Low Tier's anime chat for next week. I did double check with him for those of you that are in this that join us to join me there. Like, yeah, someone here is in. Someone, where is the UR code? Oh, hi, Wahoo. I don't know. Hi. But let me see. Let me link Low Tier, King Low Tier. It's on Twitch, so if you don't have a Twitch account, I mean, you can still watch it, but you can't, like the anime stream we do, but he's gonna, you can't chat or anything if you don't have Twitch. I don't know who doesn't know that, but let me link his stuff. And yeah, there'll be more chatting about this. Like, I'm probably going to scream. I'm going to be pissed if those dudes didn't do the homework I gave them and effing watch, Yeah, I'm not happy about his progression. Right. Freaking right. But yeah, follow King Low Tier for the anime chat. It happens Thursday nights, Mountain Standard Time. On that channel. But oh my god, I'm gonna be so pissed. If nobody else has talked about it or talks about it within the next week. And yeah, I don't give too much away. Like I said, there's not much you can talk about. You actually have to go watch this season. And sadly, if you're new, if you haven't watched it, you actually have to go watch seasons 1 and 2 to understand a lot of what's going on. Because season 3 references a lot of crap back from season 1 and 2, including characters and build-ups, and yeah, just go. Woohoo! Oh, okay, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop talking about Aggretsuko because I can't talk about season 3. If you haven't seen season 1 and 2, go watch season 1 and 2. It's a wild ride. I love Sanrio, like, a little too much. Somewhere around here, I have a bunch of Aggretsuko shit. Like, I have pens and paper and pads. Okay. Anyway, let me move on, because I'm getting boring. Crunchyroll Expo is coming up this weekend. I didn't know if any of you all knew about that. And I was excited to be talking about it this week with King Low Tier and Panzer. But I'm just wondering, what exactly are they gonna do? I've already signed up for Crunchyroll Expo. The tickets are free because, I mean, it'd be kind of dumb if they weren't. Or at least when I signed up, they were free. Some of the stuff, I just want to know, do any of you have a few things you're excited about? Like, I'm right now on the website for Crunchy Expo. And they haven't really given away too much of what's they're planning. Like, I mean, they've given some stuff away, but not, like, complete. And I'm just double, triple checking. A random fact, Washimi is a secretary bird. Oh! I actually did not know that. I was just like, oh, okay, well, Washimi, is amazing. I mean, I love Washimi. But yeah, I don't know. With COVID, it kind of sucks. Like, or for instance, this weekend, I would have been at NandesCon, which is a local con here in Colorado. And, thanks to COVID, it got canceled till next year. And I'm just really bummed out. Like, it would be either been this weekend or next weekend. Because they flip-flop between Labor Day and September 11th weekends. And I'm just bummed, so bummed that it's not happening this year. I can't see friends, so I'm going to try and get my, bestest shit going on. So Crunchyroll Expo is going to have to be my next best thing. They have different schedules and stages. Like, the Crunchyroll stage is supposed to be the big baddies, and then I think it's the Hime stage is supposed to be the more industry stuff. So, one of the things they got is cast from Rent-A-Girlfriend Q&A. Ooh. So I started Rent-A-Girlfriend, and I haven't finished much of it or I haven't really kept up with it. I'm waiting, honestly, for the series to end so I can just binge it at once, because I do have a Crunchyroll account. And if you don't have a Crunchyroll account, I can give a fan pass to a random, or not a fan pass, but I can give a, there's those 48-hour free streams. I just let them go to waste, so I can give that to a person, possibly in this chat, that doesn't have Crunchyroll. I don't know. Some of this makes me sad. Like, the biggest one I'm interested in is probably how to run an anime club. Archiving fandom, how to save the past. I like really boring things. Like, not necessarily, like, the most interesting of, at least for me. That's how I feel. I like boring crap. And let me close this. I'm also looking forward to Aniplex of America, their industry panel. And that's on the Saduchi stage at 2:30 to 3:15 Pacific Standard Time. And that's going to be on, I believe that's Saturday. It's going to be on Saturday. They don't have a whole lot. Anime Expo, the Anime Expo one didn't either, but I mean, it's so hard to do anything. Yeah, it starts today. Yep. It starts today. It actually started at 10 a.m. With the cast of Rent-A-Girlfriend. That was the very first one. Right now, actually started an hour ago. So 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Mountain Time, 11. So right now, it's in the Monster Girl Doctor panel. I don't know. How many of you have actually seen this Monster Girl anime, the new one, the Monster Girl Doctor? Because, a lot of anime, it's so funny. Like, the 90s kind of anime went, in certain ways, hypersexual and just what the fuck am I watching kind of ecchi shit from time to time. Then it chilled out a little bit in the 2000s. And then it started going back it went pretty high on, I guess, in the 2010s. Because, I'm trying to think of what is it called? High School of the Dead. Like the whole booby. I know this doesn't look like it makes sense, but if you've seen clips of High School of the Dead or anything about High School of the Dead, you know usually what this means. At least I would think you should know what that means. Last one I saw was Monster Musume. Musume. Yeah, it's so weird. So the problem so 2010s and recent times, a lot of these like Monster Girl animes, I don't know, some of them are like borderline or literally are just hentai without being hentai. I know you could say that's stupid. How can you say that? I love how jiggle physics was crazy in High School of the Dead, right? And oh god, yeah, it was crazy. But now anymore, a lot of these games are like anime or based off of some video game that was probably a hentai game, and they're not even trying to hide it, or it's off of a manga. Like when people talk about Goblin Slayer, I've heard that the books for Goblin Slayer are a lot better. Usually, Queen's Blade. Oh my god. Yeah, they're like Queen's Blade level anymore. It's like maybe Queen's Blade was that one of those beginner ones where, there's like acid titty milk. And it melts people's clothes and just crazy shit. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm so sorry. My husband likes to come home randomly during these. I don't know why. Anytime I'm streaming. I don't know. I still stand by the show. The story was actually really good. I'm sorry when I'm like seeing like bitches, I'm so amused at how upset you get when you talk about Queen's Blade. Okay, it's ridiculous. The first time I ever saw Queen's Blade, I was living with a friend. And she was telling me, oh, I watched this new anime and it's got acid booby milk. And I'm like, what do you mean by acid booby milk? And she was like, I'm not kidding, acid booby milk. So I went back in, looked at it. She showed me the first episode, and lo and behold, just acid tit milk. And I'm like, are you kidding? Are you really anime? I'm the same type of person that likes, watching ridiculous things. Like I said, I talked about, was that Biek? No, actually that was not Biek. If you ignore all the fan service, it's actually a decent story. Second season was complete garbage. My issue, like when I watched Queen's Blade a long time ago, I didn't care for it. I thought it was too fan servicey. I couldn't get past it. I actually had the same thing with Rosario Vampire. Like, I love the manga for Rosario Vampire. The manga is amazing. Like, everybody should go watch the manga. But the anime just, for me, was garbage. The anime for Rosario Vampire. So I would suggest, because they increase the fan service, which seems really weird. Because mangas, can do whatever the hell they want for the most part. But, nope. Anime was like, nah, there's not enough ass and titty in this. So we're going to do what we want. And I'm just like, oh my, So, yeah, Rosario Vampire, go read the manga. Just skip the anime, read the manga. I loved Rosario Vampire. The censoring was great. Oh, God. Yeah, the censoring that and, golly. And you'll probably see my husband appear in a second.
I gotta go out and grab it.
Okay. Okay, sweetie. I'm, like, live.
I know.
Okay. So... yeah, Rosario Vampire, but the hubs. Yeah, the hubs. So, I was saying the Monster Girl ones that have come out recently. There was the one about, essentially it was the, I can't remember, is it Ikezoku or something like that? Reviewers? And it was these dudes that go to harems, like, essentially a whorehouse. And they review the monster girls. The monster girls and fantasy girls. They get to bang there. And that was always funny because Crunchyroll pulled it because essentially people were like, "This hentai?" And Crunchyroll's like, "No, it's not hentai." And they're like, "Oh, our bad. Oh, shit. Yeah, it was hentai, or basically hentai." And they just kind of kept this trend up. I mean, it's not like everyone is doing that, but it's still a trend that's going on in anime. So I am interested to see. That being talked about. I probably will hop on later. And I hope they do replays of a lot of these because, like I said earlier, I have to leave today, which is why I'm doing just a quick anime talk by myself. Without, Pans and Pans and King Lotier. And... let's see, professional athletes of anime. That could be fun. Composing for video games and anime. I'm scrubbing through things that, like, start tomorrow. That, like, might be interesting starting tomorrow. For the rest of today, like, the Rising of Shield Hero panel could be interesting. And maybe Crunchyroll games? I don't know. Have any of you actually played any games that Crunchyroll has advertised? No worries, I got work to do. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Another one that I'm excited about, because what I normally post here on Fridays is Judge an Anime by its cover. I'm super stoked about this one. Dark Journey, Sayuki, and Hellgirl. That is up my alley. I love me some dark-ass anime. Like, people ask me, like, when the Promised Neverland came out, they're like, "Did you watch that?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah, I watched that." I don't know what is with anime and wanting to, like... I don't know, hurt kids sometimes. It's not like, ooh, let me do that. It gets me all happy. But, like, the dark storylines, when it usually involves children, sadly, are some of the more interesting ones. I think because you have to have a really strong story to justify what happens to those kids. Like, and I'm staying super silent on some of that. Just because of, again, I don't know what everyone's watched. And have any of you, like, watched stuff like The Promised Neverland? And if you see me darting my eyes, I'm looking at my hubs off to the side over here. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I think that's a no for me.
Okay, we'll see that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you, like, seen Promised Neverland, anything like that? But I am excited. It's just disappointing because a lot of these conventions are so much better when you go live. I've gone to Anime Expo since about 2015. Saw it on Netflix. Haven't watched it. It's on the list. No, I only dipped my toes in animus. And I'll get back to my story. But Promised Neverland and flippin', at least for the last couple of years, 3 animes that do have to deal with children that'll break you, but they're really good stories are like Promised Neverland, oh my god, what is it? The Promised Neverland, Erased, and the oh my gosh, I really like this series. I can't remember for the life of me. Any Expo's a second chance. Wasn't the one time I went wasn't a great experience. It's just, you got to give it a shot. You got to find your thing when you go to these conventions. I'll remember. I'm just gonna move back on to Anime Expo because it's gonna randomly pop in my head of what the series is called. I know the characters, Reg and Rico. I don't know. I had a Japanese teacher who, I guess she was from South Japan, and she said her name. Oh my god. Okay, I have to look it up. Made in Abyss. There we go. Made in Abyss will break your heart. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, if you go to it, like, the sad part, because COVID screwed this up, when you go to like anime cons, just find what is your thing. Like, don't do what everybody else says they want to do. Find shit you like. Because if I did a lot of the stuff that was popular at cons at the time, I don't think I would have wanted to go back. I would have been like, well, what's the point? I just did things that I was naturally interested in. I tried to look for panels I was naturally interested in. I know that sounds like basic bitch level shit, but that is what you need to do. And if you go with friends, it actually makes it more enjoyable, because sometimes your friends, especially if you have a friend who is more knowledgeable about the convention than you are, world of difference. For me, I unfortunately have never gone to a con with another, like, I've gone with friends, but not a friend who was like familiar, like, hey, let me show you the ropes. So like Anime Expo, just dove right into that one. Like, oh my god. It's a great convention if you like, how to put it? It's great if you're okay with big conventions. Like, I know some people are like, this is too much, this is too big. And I'm reading through comments, so it's really hard to finding a panel that you're interested in and it isn't packed. That's true. That is very true. But you can manage to make it work. If it's going to suck, but if you go early enough and you really, really want to see that panel, you can do it. But then there's a lot of smaller cons where you can go into a panel and it's not, that because nobody knows that the con exists. Like, there's Colorado Anime Fest, and they're still at the level, they're small enough that you can still get into panels without having to wait like an hour, 2 hours, even upwards of like an hour to 2 hours in line. You can hop in like 15 minutes. You can even hop in the middle of the panel. So just try to find, I would say, like, if you're going to start with going to conventions, don't start up here with Anime Expo. Just don't, unless that was like your goal and you've always wanted to go for some effing reason. But don't start up here, because it is a world of difference going from like, like, oh, Anime Fest, non-test con, Anime Expo. Is Colorado Springs Comic Con any good? I'm gonna pray somebody that doesn't work with them is not in this chat, because there's only 3 people and I know 2 of them. No. No. I've been to a lot of different conventions, and Colorado Springs Comic Con is one of those where you pay to essentially go buy shit. And that's it. It's almost like an overpriced flea market. So I wouldn't tell anybody to go, unless, the only reason I went is because, as you see my earrings like these, they're I have a jewelry person that was going, and it's cheaper for me to go buy a bunch of crap from her in one day. So it was cheaper for me to buy $30 and buy like $150 worth of earrings or something. When I looked it up, I wasn't impressed. It's really not. It's not. I got in for free, but I still paid because I wanted my husband to hang out. Like, he got off work early, and I paid to get into that. And I wouldn't tell anybody and their mom to ever go to a con like that. It's not. No. For some people, it's great. That's all they want to do. They want to go buy stuff. I think you can get a better experience. It's $35 for one day to go to Colorado Springs Comic-Con. And it's not worth it. I mean, I pay that to go to NDK, and there's so much more interesting shit you can find at NDK than just, I'm just going to go buy some stuff. I mean, Comic Springs Comic-Con is like, cool, yeah, I can meet Freddy Krueger. I can meet the dude who's Freddy Krueger. I'm blanking on his actual name right now. I can meet like a couple celebrities that I have some interest in, but I mean, it's literally you pay to go get their autograph, they sign it, they talk to you for like 2 minutes, and then you're on. Not worth it. We need a decent local con. I guess Denver isn't that far, but I wish they organized it better. Yeah, I do too. I think Denver Comic Con is doing the best it can for what they got. Because one thing is, I actually volunteered 2 years in a row for Denver Comic Con. And they have a hard time keeping volunteers or getting volunteers. I think most conventions have a hard time keeping volunteers. So a lot of bigger conventions will like give you really good things to sweeten the pot. You can tell like that's what a convention. Usually any volunteer stuff for Anime Con, Comic Con, just regular crap. You have to entice volunteers by giving them something they want, or they're doing it. Like, if it's with the Humane Society, obviously one of the benefits you get is you're with puppies and kittens, things like that. But something like a comic convention where you're just helping, for the most part, that organization make more money. And usually they're helping literacy, but I mean, you got to entice those volunteers. Like, what are they getting in return? Do they get to see a celebrity? If they don't get to see a celebrity, are you feeding them? Or are you doing... There's many things you have to do when you have volunteers for an organization like that. So they need to find that thing that makes volunteers want to come back. Like Anime Expo, I think they still have a hard time sometimes keeping volunteers, but man, if you're a volunteer for Anime Expo, they hook you up. You get your room free. If you're a translator, you get to hang out with a bunch of cool ass people. And I think if you're a volunteer with them, you get to actually go into the VIP lounge, which is a rest area. Oh shit, I've been missing alive. Yeah, but it's not much of a live. I already explained earlier that I have a dental, I have to go see an oral surgeon for a consultation at 3, and I didn't want to go into making a long video about Photoshop, so I figured, let me talk about some anime stuff since I didn't get to do the anime talk for the last 2 weeks. And I was just actually going on a bunch of, I got questions or stuff about, comments about different conventions that have popped up in the region. Like, is Colorado Springs Comic Con good? And I'm like, no. And that, for at least Colorado Springs, we do need a better planned convention. Now, the Comic and Toy Con isn't bad. It's not. It's not bad. It's cheap, and it's not bad. But it's like free to $5 to get in. So, you take what you need. But I was also explaining Anime Expo. They hook up their volunteers. Like, they want people to come back as volunteers every year. Because I read through their sheet, and even I was tempted to go volunteer. But I'm like, nah, I went all the way out to LA. I don't want to work for the weekend. Anime Expo is also interesting because it's a live... like, Anime Expo is an interesting one for the most part. Just when you go there, it's a world of difference. Like, going from your local con to jumping to something as big as Anime Expo or even San Diego Comic Con, insane experience. I 100%, and I'm reading the comments again. Mizuno's love, I 100% agree. We need a new con. I miss the OG Galaxy from back in the days. from back in the day prior to certain takeovers. Yeah, I've heard like OG Galaxy Fest was pretty baller. I actually did go the last year before Galaxy Fest got taken over, and no one was helping me like get tickets, and I didn't see a lot of people walking around. It was like a Friday afternoon, and I just left. So I am disappointed from what I've heard from a lot of people that it was actually a really good convention. I didn't give it a shot. So if you want an OG experience for a convention, though, at least locally in Colorado, Anime Fest is the one. It's really good. They have a lot of interesting panels. They have a lot of interesting things they talk about. Like one of my favorite panels from Anime Fest was psychology in anime, and it was a local, not thrift, but like basically they do therapy, local therapy clinic, and some of their people started talking about how anime actually has no fears of showing different emotions. And I was like, this is amazing. I sat through like an hour of it. Anime Fest usually happens in the spring, so it might be one of the, like about April. So it might be, if we get over the hump of COVID and we're allowed to have big events like that again, it should be back around March, April timeframe. But they have like the most interesting panels, and it reminds me of OG NDK days before, everybody swarmed NDK. Sounds awesome. Hey, how's it going? What up, Kanos? Long time no see. Let's see. I wouldn't know. I've only experienced Galaxy Fest starting in 2014-15. I worked with someone who was involved, and he brought us, and it was pretty sad. I was not impressed, and I never went. So Kanos has a gaming channel, so if you want to see some really cool gaming stuff from him, go check it out. He's a pretty cool dude. I've actually known him for years. But yeah, I would say like Anime Fest is probably my favorite statewide one. NDK used to be my favorite. I actually have a bunch of NDK guides, but once it started getting into the, I don't know, once it moved hotels, it changed. So hopefully they're going to the Gaylord. I don't know how that's going to function, but they're moving to the Gaylord, which is out in the middle of BFE, and it's going to be a lot of space. But once they do that, it should be good. It's been a little bit, right? I try to pop in on your streams too. But it's out in the middle of BFE and near the airport. The what? The Gaylord. It's a new hotel. They actually changed the hotel. They did. It was supposed to be at the Marriott Gaylord. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. Let's see. Gaylord, Denver. The only thing I'm nervous about it being at the Gaylord is the hotel room costs go up a lot. So it reminds me of like big visiting, like AX kind of pricing. I'm like, It's also not as easy to stay. But I think they're trying to I think they want to be more like Colossal Con, which is supposed to be a convention that's at a resort. I don't know why they don't use the convention center. They don't use it. The reason that NDK doesn't use the convention center is they're still not big enough to make use of that much space. Like even DPCC doesn't use the entire convention center. They cut off part of it. It's very sad. I think the Gaylord can work. It's just going to be a little more difficult. Let's see. There it is. All right. Pop it up here. Yeah, that's the Gaylord. Let's see. Yeah, save. Yeah, this is the Gaylord Hotel. Let's see if I can shrink it, because this is I didn't realize how big this picture was. That's just part of it. Oh my gosh. Come on, let me edit the picture. Let's see. Is that? No. Oh my gosh. There we go. Sorry. You could, but I mean, like I said, this is a resort. Like this thing is a resort, like a proper resort. There we go. And so, I mean, oh, and you meant the Denver Convention Center. You could, but I think it's probably going to cost a lot more to do the Denver Convention Center than to do something like that. On top of that, you also have like a bunch of pools. Like, there's a lot of pools that are listed there and other cool stuff. Instead of people passing out because we are walking around like cattle, like, yeah, okay, that's pretty big. Yeah, that's where NDK is going to be this next coming year, is that hotel. Not the Pac-Man Ghost, but the hotel. And I'm excited for it because, you know, it's about time NDK moved up, but at the same time, I get why they couldn't do it at the convention center. For me, at least, they wouldn't be able to do it at the convention center, and I'm still really bad at, like, moving my assets around, so I'm sorry you're seeing this live. I need to get my ish together. But yeah, they're going to have that in the next year. The reason they can't have it at the convention center is even at the Sheraton, they actually weren't having as many numbers as in previous years. Some of it is the Sheraton's just bigger, so it looks like there's less people, but it was much bigger. However, at the same time, I think a lot of people got pissed off with having to go downtown for this convention. Like, the Denver Convention Center, you're bringing more non-niched people in versus, you know, a hotel. You can have as much niche shit as you want, and it fits. So that's my big rant on NDK. I think because I have a friend, my friends at Rainy Day, I believe at this current time are still doing there's another convention, so there might only be one, and I don't know if it's going to happen because that depends on our COVID response and everything going on. DakuCon, which is it's an adult only convention. It's not specifically anime related, although they do have hentai screening rooms, and they sell certain adult products from Bad Dragon. But it's an adult only con, and I think they might still be proceeding, but I've heard a lot of people like DakuCon. So if you want another convention experience this year, that might be an option. If not, check it out next year because it's an adults only convention. NDK, the biggest thing, speaking of Rainy Day, mask. So Mizunos is talking about, like, usually my Friday streams, I'm just doing ish in Photoshop, and recently I did a mask for my local anime shop. I did the illustration for their sign, but I also designed the mask, and it's super adorable. So yeah, if you want to help support Rainy Day Anime, do it. Just go do it. And if you're for some reason out of state, or you're like, the F is that, I will include a link in the chat to Rainy Day Anime. And just tell them that, you know, your girl sent you if you're ordering something online. But yeah, it's an interesting year. I'm so sad. Crunchyroll Expo just honestly is making me like Jones so hard for more convention stuff. And I mean, it's a good year. It stopped, but because I wasn't gonna go. I say it's a good year for me. Because I wasn't planning on going to many conventions. I was like, okay, I'll check out NDK and see what's up with it. And at one point I thought maybe I'll check out Daku. With all the COVID stuff, I already get sick normally from conventions. That's all I got to say. I don't know a con I didn't go to where somehow I didn't get bronchitis because some people is nasty and you're in close quarters with them. So, as much as I miss conventions, I know my black ass ain't going to a convention probably for another year. Maybe Anime Fest if I think the COVID numbers are going down, but even then, I mean, no. And I mean, I guess this is chat and about other anime stuff, but yeah, no. Yeah, people tend to forget to breathe. Kind of gross. Yeah. Yep, people kind of nasty. Every time when people are like, con crud, So this year now it's like, oh cool, I can get Concrud, the plague, and COVID. Awesome, because that's what I want. That's what I want to get from a convention. And people don't wash their hands. I not gonna lie, I'm that bitch who's in the bathroom, and if I see somebody hasn't washed their fucking hands, I judge them. I judge them out loud. And normally I'm like, you do whatever, but when it comes to washing your fucking hands, that's where I draw the line. Just wash your goddamn hands. It's not that hard. 20 seconds. Even if you gotta run, at least, and I apologize, I'm like adjusting myself. Ooh. Someone needs to make a Concrud Buster booth. Actually, DPCC, Denver Pop Culture Con, they kind of did. They actually had advertisements talking about Concrud and BO and other stuff. Just a big time wash them hands. Right? Wash your hands. It's not hard. Like, I have a convention video where I'm talking, like, this, I made this video 3 years ago, and I talk about wash your fucking hands. I'm like, don't be gross. Wash your hands. I was like, I think I made, like, a holy trinity of wash your hands, wash your crack. Yeah, I was like, hands, face, crack, something like that. I made a video where I repeated it over and over again. Walk around with the Lysol spray and spray people down. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my God, yes. I had a friend who used to do that with Axe body spray. He would go behind people and spray them down. Ooh, which at first I was like, that's mean. Why would you do that? But some people, and I don't know why, anime cons are some of the worst about it, is they stink. They won't go take a shower. I'm like, look, all this otaku content ain't going nowhere. If you were waiting in line, I can forgive you didn't take a shower for one panel. But you gotta go home eventually and go to sleep. Or you gotta go find a bridge and go sleep. But it doesn't mean you can't get some water and some soap and wash your ass. But anime cons are some of the worst about it. Like, I've been to gaming conventions, and gaming conventions sometimes aren't even that bad. I love me weebs. I love me weebs. I love me otaku. I love me just anime fans, casual, non, whatever. I love them. But by the final day of most anime cons, it smells like booty cheek. And I'm not about that. I am not about booty cheeks. Not about smelling booty cheek all day. I'm just not. I'm sorry, that was a tangent. Like, wow, that was like some cathartic, I needed to get that out. If you broke, you better find a love hotel, rent for an hour, and take a quick wash. And back to the con. Throw brick chan at people. I would throw brick chan at people. I would even make, I don't know, safeguard for people. Safeguard soap. Safeguard chan. Just be like, please. I mean, if I gotta make an anime waifu so you'll wash your crack, wash your butt, wash yourself, I'll do it, damn it. I'll make it an anime girl. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's something I should do. Is go find, go find something to do that. But they have something like that. They do? What? Lysol Senpai and Dial Chan. Yep. That's what we're gonna have to have. Like, that's the main thing with anime cons that does make me mad. I'm not surprised. Anything can become a waifu anymore and be sold as a waifu. Yeah, I'm saying I'm not surprised anymore. I'm just not. I've only been to one anime con. I didn't know they smelled bad. So by day 1, if you go day 1, you're fine. Day 2, it starts getting a little ripe. Day 3, oh my God. Commander Safeguard. Oh no. Oh no. Safeguard. Alright. What am I looking at? Oh dear God. Is it like the Pepsi dude? He is. He essentially is like the Pepsi dude. Nah, you need to make Commander Safeguard an anime Like, waifu, and that's how you get it done. Like, yeah, of course. Marketing at its finest. But yeah, I just, if you go by day 3, like Sunday of a con, it smells like butt cheeks, but you get good sales. You do get good sales, and it's not because it smells like ass cheeks. It's mostly because at that point, a lot of the vendors don't want to take a bunch of their retail back, so they'll sometimes cut prices. Like Anime Expo day, because Anime Expo is literally like a fucking week long. It starts Wednesday night. Yeah, it usually starts like a Wednesday night because it's over the 4th of July weekend. I don't know about that butt check discount. It's not as bad as it sounds. I mean, like, I've gotten some good deals on manga on day 3, but I stay all 3 days of a normal con. That is a hell of a sentence. Like, I stay, like, Anime Expo is a freak show of a con. It's the same as Comic-Con. So, day 1 is, or day 0, I should say. So it's officially 4 days long, but there's day 0, so it's technically 5. And day 0 is a day you can go pick up your badges, and if you paid for it, you get to do some convention stuff early. Like, there might be a concert, or there is a random panel by, like, some artist who might have to book it and can't stay the entire con. Like, they can say day 1 and 2, and that's it. And they're gone. So, day 0 is an interesting day. So, by Anime Expo. Now, that actually is, speaking of Anime Expo, that is actually a good argument for NDK to be in a bigger space, or even at a convention center. Is simply because at those convention centers, and for those of you that hopped in late, the reason why I'm going on and on and on about conventions right now is Crunchyroll Expo is this weekend. It actually started today, and you can watch a bunch of stuff online, and this weekend / next weekend would normally have been when NDK would have been going on. Like, I would have been getting ready to go to NDK this weekend. But, you know, things are the way they are. But one argument for NDK being in a bigger space is that butt check. Because when Anime Expo, it's so big, it's really, really hard to smell anybody unless you're, like, right up on them and they smell like booty cheeks. So, I miss conventions so much. I really do. Like, when I go to local conventions that aren't heavily anime-based, I do feel like kind of an outcast. Like, you know, there's, like, Doctor Who and Star Trek and those kind of, speaking of which, when you get ready to do your next cosplay, hit me up. Oh, is it, are you gonna make me something, or you just want to know? I mean, I can let you know. I have a stockpile of cosplays that I've either started and not completed, or I really, really, really want to do. One is Trucy Wright, from the Phoenix Wright games. Yeah, if you need accessories. Of course. I always need accessories. I don't need to be in cosplay to need accessories. But with Trucy Wright, I actually may need a few accessories. I have her cape, and I had started making the hat. I also have done, God, who else was there? Trucy Wright was one I started. Afro Samurai, I need to get much slimmer again. I can't fit my costume anymore. It makes me sad. I might want some custom accessories for that one. And I still want to do Lena Inverse one day. Hold up. Are you the Sailor Moon earring maker? No, Mizuno's is not my Sailor Moon earring maker. But he did make some really bitchin' Animal Crossing earrings for me. If I grab them, like, you're going to see me vanish for a second and I can go get them. They're super cute. And I know he's planning to sell them soon. Nah, she's my Sailor Moon earring maker. She is, it's Just So You. Just So You. Let's see. Okay. Just So You. I think it's designs.com. Or not. Just so you. All right, there we go. But I love her stuff. I tell everybody. I actually did a kind of abbreviated stream last night on Twitch because I was really upset we didn't do the anime stream. And I just talked about my earrings for like a half hour. Because that's what I do sometimes. Oh shit, link us to your shop. I've just started this whole thing, so I'm working out the bugs and kinks. Well, you should still share other stuff you've made because I don't know if anyone saw it, but I brought a taco truck, and that was Mizuno's. Like, he literally made a 3D... Like, he's an amazing 3D printer. So, in the comments, I'm linking It's Just So You, where I get my Sailor Moon earrings. And then, with Mizuno's, let me go... He's being shy, but he actually has... is Kaji Star Creative. If you don't link it, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes. Damn taco truck. It was cute. It's cute. I love the taco truck. Like, let's see if I can show a few examples of Mizuno's stuff. And if you don't show it, I will. Just saying. I'm giving you a chance. I'm pulling up stuff you've made. Okay, I'm gonna just do it. Okay. Let's see. Window capture. Okay. And yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Say okay. Yeah. This is, Mizuno's hasn't updated in a while. I don't care if you can see. You know my name is Brittany. But this is Mizuno's. He made this, and he's a really talented 3D printer. Yeah, he actually did a, yeah, I went there, Mizuno's. I didn't want to invade your stream. I don't care. You know I don't care. Like, at all. So now I'm just scrubbing through and showing people the stuff you do. And I still need to purchase some more stuff from you. But yeah, Mizuno's is very, there we go. There's anime stream related. But yeah, he's very, very creative and very strong in, making his ish. Is it awesome? Best place to find most of my recent work is on the gram. That's true. I'm just terrible and I don't go on Instagram as much as I should. I know. I'm like, weirdly enough, it's like one of my, so you should, again, you should share your, creations, or I will. And I'll gush and gush and gush and gush. Because I gush about everybody's stuff. And that's what I do. That's how I do. I love Instagram. It's so much quieter. Sweet same name, Mizuno's love. Yeah. Hey, Mizuno's, put your shit in the comments. Link it. Do it. Essentially, yeah, it's the same name that was on Facebook. I use Instagram. Like, most of my Instagram stuff is not that interesting. I think I just post, like, I post whatever. I've posted stuff from the last few streams. And I post some images. Let's see if I can show. Yeah, like, this is my Instagram. I'm going to keep telling Mizuno's to... LOA, I did sort it. Yeah, I'm saying directly link because I will do it. I have no shame. Yeah, this is my Instagram. It's not very interesting. Mostly drawings and sometimes YouTube stuff I do, like that one. Like, shameless plug. Go watch my old videos. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, shoot. But yeah, that's mine. Since, he's not gonna do it. I mean, I can do it. Yeah, that's my aunt that commented, because my family only likes to comment on stuff when I do certain things. So I'm going to close that so you can't see who's liking my ish. Because I know he's in here. At least I'm pretty sure. Fine. I'm getting frustrated that you're not doing it. But do go watch some of her old videos. They're awesome. I'm not trying to hip into the stream. I don't care. I really do not care. You think I care. Me. I really, really don't care. I'm just like, dude, I wanna support anyone I can. I want to support my friends. I want to support my, anyone who supports me. I don't know if anyone actually saw in the last video, but I put a bunch of name credits at the end that said thank you. It was basically anyone who's either one of two things: been in these streams on Friday and hung out with me, or anybody who has anyone who's hung out with me on my Friday streams, and anybody who has just supported me in other ways. Like, I've had a few people like tip me and be really cool, and it helps. It helps a lot. So of course I want to be supportive in any way I can. Oh my gosh, that's not it. Your son would be so mad if I shared, I think. Oh man. I'm also gonna have to make my ass an instant account solely to follow you both. Aww. I also teach 3D design and printing. I work with schools. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. He works with, it's Manitou District, right? I think is the district you work with. And as I said, I'm scrubbing through, making sure I got my ish together. Let's see, where is it? Because I swear, like, every time I'm like, I'm gonna go support my friend, and I try to find links to stuff, it's like Instagram doesn't want to show me anything, and I get mad. So you're gonna, on the Friday stream, 12 hours. Nah, Kanos, nah. I don't blame. I know you work 12-hour days. That's why I ain't mad. I'm glad you joined us today. That makes me feel really glad. But no, don't even worry about it. That's why I was trying to promote your streams. I'm really hoping that, you continue streaming too. I know you can't, much because 12-hour days are a bitch. Oh, that's awful. I mean, I guess it's better than working, 410s. And I've been there. I've done those days. That's why I'm like, nah, don't even fret. Whenever I see you post, I know it's really sporadic, but I try to hop in when I can, and actually will Photoshop stuff and listen to you playing games in the background. Yeah. Oh, man. And, yeah, I try my best. I really do. Okay. There we go. I'm just looking this up again. Mizunos won't do it, and I'm stubborn, and I don't care. Yeah, he's a cool dude. If you can, follow him and just follow Kanos and just give him, some love. He's pretty awesome. I like his video games. He also wears a luchador mask. I also did his YouTube thing. I don't know if you're still using it. I gotta check now. YouTube. Let's see. K-Nos Games. Yeah. 190. Wow, you got a lot of videos. 53 subs. Yeah, I did his original. I'm just going to pop it on screen for a second. I did that. I did not draw that. Someone much more talented than me did that. But I did the background design, and I can totally update it if you want me to. Maybe I'll do it on the live stream. I try. It's all good. I like your content, especially the luchador mask. I want to actually collab with you one day. I think it'd be fun. I'm also one of the best priced 3D printers in the spring. We do everything from large piece figures to D&D pieces. I'm cheaper than Hero Forge and the same quality, if not better. Thanks again for the design. Hey, no problem, dude. I love you. You're awesome. I'm so glad I've gotten to keep knowing you for so long. And yeah, I would love to collab with you sometime on something. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really a super interesting gameplay here. I'm amazed my Friday streams keep getting random people in and people I know, and it's really nice. But yeah, especially like today. Like I said, today was a weird stream. I want to talk about anime. And honestly, Kanos, you might think about hopping over to Twitch. That would be awesome. Yay! But you might hop to Twitch. You might actually do much better on Twitch. Because you're entertaining. I love your shit. It was funny. All right, sub to Kanos. Yeah! Hell yes! So that means you have to update a video. Even if you have to play, like, I don't know, whatever you want to play. I know you've been doing PS4 streams, but I mean, yeah, like you have Fall Guys. I didn't know you did Fall Guys. I'm mad. Let me make sure I have the bell icon. Remember, when you click the bell icon, make sure you click you click the little doohickey, click the bell, and select all, because YouTube will sometimes be a little bitch and not show that people that you've updated or you're live. Oh shit. I don't know, 6 viewers. Who are we subbing to? I'll get to that figure right now. We're subbing to Kanos Games. Sub to him. He is a good, great dude. No pressure. No pressure or anything. Just do it. Do it, do it, do it. He also likes anime. And that's how we became friends. Yeah, I missed this big Brick Chan stream because of it. It's true. Like, oh man. Even like other people's that I like anytime like I'm looking at like Funimation, or I'm looking up shit that anime that's getting updated, and I'm following like Crunchyroll, or even I love Aki Dearest. She's baller. And her boyfriend Joey the anime man. That was a good stream. I was crying. I know, I need to get more ridiculous with my streams. I've been too chill lately. But oh god. But anytime I subscribe to like anime YouTubers, YouTube doesn't like telling me my anime people updated, and it makes me sad. Like, I'll get some crap about, I'll get like political themed ads because I was watching Wisecrack or something, but I won't get the updates of, no, I want to see Aki Dearest like show me that she can take a piss in that cool see-through oh god, what was it, bathroom? There's a cool ass bathroom in Japan, and I was like, oh shoot. I'll be honest, when I first saw that banner, I thought it was Kona's Games. Aki Dearest. Like, I don't get her updates. It makes me mad. I'm like, are you kidding? I don't want to see any more crap about politics. I want to see Aki Dearest do some shit. I want to hear her talk about anime. But yeah, sorry, I went on a mini rant about how I love Aki Dearest, but I get mad YouTube doesn't like showing me her stuff. And I'm not 100% sure why. And hi, new people. I don't know who's here, but it's nice to see you. Tell me if there's any anime specificallys you want. Like anything you want me to talk about. Or weird Japanese products. Oh yeah, I love when she talks about weird Japanese products. I love talking about weird Japanese products. I don't get that often to talk about weird Japanese products. I think my favorite she did was, in the last year, she ate Domino's pizza. Like, she went to Domino's Pizza and she got like the pizza that had boba on it, and I was just like, like, oh, I love boba, but I don't think on cheese pizza that would work. Oh, you should talk about weird Japanese products. Oh man. So I have a few videos where I have talked about some weird Japanese products. I have one of my first videos, boba pizza. I don't know about that. Yeah, neither did she. But for weird Japanese products, I did stuff that I usually use. So it's not super weird, but it's weird in the context of what it is. You should do poppin' cookin'. Oh god, I could do poppin' cookin'. I know Rainy Day has some of those available. But Rainy Day, Oh, God. I could do that. I did do a face mask, and it was a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure face mask. I love that thing. I still have one. Maybe I could do it. Second. I have I have a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure face mask. So the first one I did, it was a video I titled, I updated sorta, and I'm wearing Star Platinum's mask. I will buy you Pop and Cooking to review. Oh shit. You do it, I'll do it. you send something my way or you send money my way. I will do it. I will review weird shit you tell me to review because I like doing that. Let's see. Yeah, I did the JoJo Bizarre face mask. I did Star Platinum's mask first, and I still have Dio's stone, like the stone mask from season 1/2. And, or no, wait. Yeah, it's 1/2. And I've done that. I have a video on the Rosa Versailles. That thing I never expected to do as well as it did. So I did a review on Rosa Versailles makeup because I feel like I'm one of the only people in 2010s who is like, what about the Rosa Versailles? Why doesn't anyone like Rosa Versailles? And I did a makeup review on it. The makeup's actually really good. Like, it's on point. And then, of course, in the last Netflix and Chill Drinks that I just did, I did a review on a jelly shot. Yeah, it was good. It's good. You can go to... For a while, I couldn't find it anywhere. My friend Arissa had bought it. We all tried it, and we're like, oh, this is weird but good. And recently, my husband, he found it. He found it at a liquor store, like, locally. I think it was not Total Wine and Liquor. It was like the liquor outlet shop or something. I don't even like working on cracking legs. I can't imagine how annoyed I would be with Pop and Cooking. I don't even mind. I will do it. I don't care. I will do it, damn it. I love testing weird products. I do. I can't think of any other super weird products that I've tried. Or I've tried it and I don't remember. Like, I've had a lot of weird Japanese snacks. Like, I still have a stockpile of Kit Kats. Like, it is obnoxious how many Kit Kats I have currently in my house. I have, I want to say, 15 to 20 different flavors of Kit Kats individually right now in my house. One of them I haven't even cracked open yet. I think my husband tried it. It's called Ocean Salt. It's got different oceanic creatures on it and stuff, but it's white chocolate and it's salty. I think Ray liked it, or Hubs liked it, and then I haven't tried it yet. I also have Sakura Bean. Love that salted lemon. Salted lemon Kit Kats are so good. They are so good. I'm so sad. I have a video, like remnants of a video that I did with Rainy Day. We tried the American lemon Kit Kat, British lemon Kit Kat, and salted lemon Kit Kat. Salted lemon's still my favorite. Is it cool to shout you out in one of my next videos / streams? Hell yes, do it. I mean, I'll shout you out too. I'll probably add you to my next, whatever video I do next. I'll probably throw you in at the end like I did with Netflix and Chill Drinks for people that appear in my streams. So yeah, if you want to shout me out, I'm totally down for that. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I had a friend who popped in and he had some army dudes come in and they were super cool. They were awesome dudes. I have a video coming where I did something I promised I would do for them, which is essentially Photoshop my friend Chris into something. But I was using it to show that you can use Clip Paint Studio to do a bunch of this stuff too. You started watching Chris? Nice. So, for those of you, if you're not sure, like, who in the heck is that? It's Christopher Chaos. Cool dude. He talks about army content. And super nice guy. I've known him for years, but his content's awesome. He did a video recently trying out, I know we're talking about anime stuff. This might fall into something like that. He did an MRE, but it's pizza MRE. I asked my brother, did he have this? And my brother was like, that was so gross. He's like, I hate the pizza MRE. He was like, you feed that to somebody you hate. But yeah, Ooh. There's a lot. And I could show you all some of the Kit Kats I have. You're going to look at me and be like, girl, you have a problem. You have a big problem. But like, I know I do. But I like anime and Kit Kats. I don't know. Maybe that's my life anymore. I like anime, Kit Kats, and reviewing weird Japanese things. And sadly, I don't have any weird Japanese things. The closest thing I have sitting next to me is I have a Persona mug. Persona 4 mug. Because your girl likes some Persona. I actually have a Persona 5 thing sitting just off to the side of me over here. But yeah, if you guys give me 1 second, let me go run. I'll show you my big ass cat bag of Kit Kats. It's unnatural. All right, let me see. Are you being sad because Daddy went back to work? Okay, I'm back. So, here. I'm not kidding. I keep them in this bag because I don't know what else to do with them. So, like I said, here's the Sakura Mochi flavor. Like, holy cow. I had a video where all I did was eat Kit Kats and people liked it. I'm like, are you kidding? That's all I did was eat Kit Kats. I didn't even say anything useful. I actually reviewed this Kit Kat, which we keep hoarding. My husband, the Hubs, does not like me sharing this with anyone. This is my favorite Kit Kat. It is, like I said, Ume Sake Kit Kat. And my friend gave this to me as a present. And holy crap, these are like some of the best Kit Kats I've ever had. Like, Japanese Kit Kats are on point. Like, if you go get yourself some Kit Kats, I know people on YouTube were doing that as a thing for a while, but legitly, go get Japanese Kit Kats. They're so good. So that's one of them. I don't have like giant bags of all the Kit Kats. I just have a variety of Kit Kats. This is the one I was talking about. Okay, he didn't open this. This is the ocean salt I was talking about. And it's actually kind of cute on the back. So, yeah, I don't know what it is supposed to be. I thought he ate this. They really are. They blew ours out of the water. I know, our Kit Kats, man. We need to... Like I said, I tried the lemon Kit Kat with my friend Arissa. And maybe the whole video ended up getting scrapped because it was kind of a weird promo for her shop, rainydayanime.com. And the thing that makes me so sad is because COVID, we didn't get to do it. But we did actually try each Kit Kat. So I might still, bring it down and show us eating the 3 different Kit Kats. The Japanese Kit Kat still won. And British Kit Kat was good. Have I tried the cantaloupe? I did not know they made cantaloupe flavored Haichu. Like, man, I'm sorry if someone's offended by my language, but I will fuck up some of the cantaloupe flavored Haichu. If it's I love cantaloupe flavor. I don't like watermelon, but I will fuck up some cantaloupe. So I love cantaloupe flavored things. And more than that, if you get me mango flavored something, that is the stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is the stuff. Like, that's why I'm saying mango. I've always had mango Haichu. Didn't know there was cantaloupe. So I'm going to have to go and pick up some mango Haichu. Because, I love Japanese snacks. I have an obnoxious amount of Japanese snacks. They do mango flavors, right? They do. They really do. You're hearing me, like, dig through all my different flavors of Kit Kats. Yeah, this is one I haven't cracked open yet, but I want to. This is Yuzu Matcha. So essentially, I really want to eat this. I really want to eat this. And then I have another baggie. Like I said, I have like 15 different flavors. Here's just a baggie of Kit Kats that I got from my friends at Rainy Day. I'm not even trying to sell them, but they have a bunch of different flavors that you can get anytime. I think so. I saw the cantaloupe flavor was hooked. Actually, they have cantaloupe flavored Kit Kats. I did have a cantaloupe Kit Kat. Actually, is it in here? Like the cantaloupe, it was like mint melon, but it was cantaloupe and mint flavored Kit Kat. I think, not peach mint. I know I had a cantaloupe flavored Kit Kat. And I was like, what is this? And I don't see it. Okay, well, I don't see it. It's not important, though. It's not important. But, oh, shite. Okay, putting my pillow back behind me. But yeah, if you want to try some good-ass Kit Kats, but you don't want to order them, like, online, Rainy Day is a good spot locally in Colorado Springs. But if you have to order it online, I would just order through Amazon or something. Or I think Rainy Day might ship the Kit Kats as well. I don't know. But, God. Okay, since I went on like a whole candy rant and it's supposed to be anime, like the girl behind me, this chick, who's like sadly eating candy and crap. They also have singles of it, so if you only want to try them. Yeah, that's the beauty of going to Rainy Days. Just go get a single of Kit Kat. Like, if you want to try... yeah, if you want to do that, that's cool. The other... I guess some of the other stuff I was going to talk about, like, at least anime-wise, is I was going to talk about old anime for a second, because I've talked about a lot of new stuff. I'm not one of those people who is going to constantly try to keep up with new stuff. I don't have the kind of time that, I just don't have that kind of time. I work, do graphic design, I try and find normal work. How are we talking? Rose of Versailles ass old. No, I'm kidding. Mostly 90s ass anime, because recently I went back in time and my husband and I made him watch Night on the Galactic Railroad. Galaxy Express old. You know me so well. I love Galaxy Express. I mean, we could talk Galaxy Express because Netflix and the original anime makes me mad. I don't know who, like, not Netflix original anime per se, but so Netflix, as everyone knows, they did a live action Death Note and it was garbage. Some people liked it. Like, I think if you didn't watch Death Note and you were just like, hey, this seems kind of cool. You liked it. Cool. That's you. You do you. I thought it was garbage. But they did a Harlock movie, or it popped up on Netflix. It was a couple years ago now, but they did a Harlock movie. It was not good. It kind of made Harlock into this, like, emo, whiny person. Like, Harlock has never been... Like, he might emo a little bit. Like, he might be a little sad because of shit that happens in this universe. But for the most part, he is not the level. Like, he's like Batman if Batman was required to take antidepressants. Yeah, that CGI version. Yeah, that CGI-ass Harlock. I was so mad when I saw it. I was like, really? Like, effing really? I didn't like it because I'm a huge fan of Galaxy Express. I've read the comic. Yeah, I read the manga. I own the movies, which the movies do a good job of, at least the first movie does a decent job of rolling out everything. Out of animated stuff, that's not meant to be live. No, and if they did CGI, I mean, I guess they did, as long as they don't make it live action. But I've read a lot of I've read Galaxy Express. I own Galaxy Express, like, and I even own the spin-off series of Galaxy Express. Like, I think a lot of people don't realize that Galaxy Express, Battleship Yamamoto, Harlock, Harlock Saga, and the other Harlock series, TV series, Maytel Legend, Queen Emeraldus, and I think even Galaxy Railways, it's all the same universe. Like, it's all just one big-ass universe. If you give it to Netflix to do, but you do have to give it to Netflix on their new anime shows. Their new anime shows, they're good. They're good. And I do love me some Queen Emeraldus. She's bae. She's secondary bae. I mean, like, okay, as most of you, if you're friends of mine know, you know I love Dorohedoro. I think Mappa and Netflix, I was like, it's so good. Because Dorohedoro started in, like, 1999. I think she started, the author, she started writing it she started making it in 99. It ended 2 years ago. And man, the anime did a fantastic job. It did so good. Like, if you don't want to jump in and reading the manga, like, if you're like, I'm just gonna wait for the series to come out, at least season 1 did a great job of covering up until manga volume 7. Volume 7, you can jump into volume 7 and continue reading. And I actually did test this because I read from volume 1 to volume 7. And I was like, oh wow, the anime did a good job of keeping up with it, even adding weird storyline elements. Piece of art. I considered buying it, honestly. Do it! Everyone should watch Dorohedoro, because, oh my god, I have never been in love with something so much. Not sure I can wait for season 2. Don't wait for season 2. Finish it. Just finish it. It is 23 like complete manga like books. So 23 books of Dorohedoro. Still good. Still good. Ooh. Like every time. So, I can't give spoilers. I've been so mad. I had to go on Instagram and Reddit to find people to talk about the end of the manga because I burned through the end of the manga in one day. Someone's having a birthday soon. Ooh, happy early birthday. Like, if you want it, oh man, I will buy you a volume or two as well because it's so good. Dorohedoro is 13 episodes on Netflix, and as I said, it covers the first 7 books. And I never in my life thought I would like a giant cockroach. Ever in my life. I never thought it. I never thought, oh, that giant flesh-eating cockroach is kind of adorable. Never in my life did I ever see that coming. And he becomes more adorable in the manga. Like, even more adorable. Like, how? Johnson's more awesome in the manga. Like, they haven't even shown half of Johnson's awesomeness. He is literally like a horrifying dog. Shocking! Like, I should make my stream and make Johnson screaming shocking just anytime I say some shit that's not shocking, because that's how I'll roll. That's how I'm gonna go. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I'm done gushing about Dorohedoro. You need that for Twitch. I do need that for Twitch. Okay, I'm gonna do that for my Twitch stuff. Like, if I did stuff on Twitch, I don't know what anybody actually wants to see because I have the anime stream with friends when someone subs. Yes! Yes, that's what I'm gonna do! I'm gonna use Johnson. Use that voice. Oh, man. And then, I don't know, maybe little Johnson can run across the stream. And I'm gonna figure something out. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for streaming on Twitch. Oh, but, man, Dorohedoro. Really good one. And I think the other anime I talked about, because in my anime stream I do Thursdays, I don't really go into much detail of why I love anime or certain ones because I don't know how much people want to hear. Like, I watched the Gargantina? I cannot pronounce. Gargantutina? Something like that. It's about this kid who ends up in this, like, epic mech fight against weird squidly creatures in outer space and shit. And he gets chucked, like, thrown billions of miles away from the battle and everything. And he ends up on what essentially is Earth. Like, he doesn't realize it, but I guess at first he doesn't realize it, but eventually he finds out, oh shit, this is Earth. Earth was not supposed to have survived because of, you know, different crap. It just things we did to it. We fucked Earth. That's essentially what. And it's just the story of him. And I do agree, Mizuno's, it was okay. I watched it. I actually thought that it was very predictable, but it was very fun. Again, halfway through the series, I didn't like the fan service. I just didn't. It was very obnoxious. Ain't no Blue Sub 6. No, Blue Sub 6 was awesome. Like, I did not rightfully give Blue Sub 6 a chance when it was new. I didn't. I did not. And I finally watched it again later, like years later. I had a friend let me borrow it, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually really good. And the other reason I gave Blue Sub 6 a chance is the same people who made Blue Sub 6, I believe they also made, the Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah. Oh, it was such a good series. Violence and just yeah, I love that series. It was so fun. Other old ass anime that I love, and I have more respect for as I've gotten older has been like Revolutionary Girl Utena. And actually, I got into a fight at Denver Pop Culture Con. I got into a fight with a voice actress about Revolutionary Girl Utena because she was dumb. And by she was dumb, she was just saying some ignorant ass shit. Like, especially with today's climate, super ignorant ass shit. The original panel was supposed to be this woman, someone in the anime community or the anime industry for a really, really long time, like years and years, like 80s ass anime. We're talking like that level anime. And another voice actress. And for some reason, the other two voice actresses had to bail. So we got this one. And to tell you who she was, her greatest role in anime was she was Ichigo's mom. Yeah, Bleach, Ichigo, dead ass mom. That's who she was. That was her claim to fame. So she went on this weird rant on how anime was awful because it didn't really show strong female leads, but she wanted to be like hearing about examples. And so people were talking about My Girl Lena Inverse, and I was like, yes, queen. I was really excited about that. People were talking about like Sailor Moon, and they were talking about a few other series I wasn't. Are you serious? Yeah, it was bad. She was talking about all of this, and I remember a lot of the people in the audience were pissed. They were like, no, there's actually a lot of good, like, strong female leads. And I brought up Utena. I brought up Revolutionary Girl Utena. Yeah, someone actually did bring up Bubblegum Crisis. She said that wasn't because there was too much titties and ass. And I'm like, what? And so finally, they were like, well, I still can't think of a positive female lead. One random white dude. And, okay, it's not fair to say random white dude. This is anyone. But he brought up Ranma-chan, which really threw me off. Because I'm like, Ranma's a dude. He didn't bring up Akane Tendo. He brought up Ranma. He didn't bring up Nabiki. He brought up freaking Ranma. And I'm like, Ranma is a dude. I think he might have just been trolling, to be honest, because I think he thought she was stupid too. And I can tell she obviously didn't watch Ranma because she was just like, he was like, oh, she's this really great martial artist and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, yeah, that's okay. And I'm like, what? Ukyo is adorable. I do love Ukyo. And Kasumi. Kasumi is awesome. Oh, God. So she brought this up. And I'm like, what? So finally I raised my hand and I wanted to talk about Utena. And I was like, Utena is a strong female lead. I was like, and that's pretty revolutionary for 1990, I think, 95 or 98, somewhere in there. I'll have to double check when Utena came out again. And so I was bringing up, I was like, it's strong because she can kick everyone's ass on campus. She says she wants to, she wants to help people. So she's kind and caring and she stands up for people. And throughout the entire series, because Utena gets fucked at the end. Like, holy crap, Utena is like dark. Nadia, Secret of Blue Water. Yeah, that's a good one. And I'm just like, she's a really strong lead. So she didn't like one part I said in it. She said she didn't like the fact that I was like, Utena decided when she was younger, because she saw this gallant prince on a white horse who saved her, that she wanted to become a prince. And the woman said she did not view Utena as a strong female lead because she wanted to be a prince. That was her whole argument right there. And I was like, what? You literally don't want to count her because she wanted to be a prince? Like, what is wrong with that? I was like, it's not necessarily she's like, well, because it means she wants to be a man. And I'm like, lady, that's not what it means. And I had a bunch of people in the audience like, yeah, like they had watched Utena. They knew what I was talking about. I was like, she wanted to do, in Utena's mind, before shit gets fucked at the end, she basically wants to embody the positive traits of being a prince. And I was like, that was my whole argument. Woman blew me off. She skipped past me because I didn't agree with her because she was like, Utena's not a good, strong female lead. I'm like, what? Really? And then she went to another person who started trolling her again, and I think mentioned, like, a character, like, somebody awful. I can't remember anymore. This was years ago. I got up and left, and I thought I was the only one. I was like, maybe I'm crazy. And it was, like, one of the few times of solidarity I had, like, ever. And especially, it was my anime fans, which is why I love anime fans. They will back you up, like, for the most part. Like, depending on what it is. If you fight about waifus, no, you're no longer friends. But if it's something that's truly just no, they usually will back you up. A bunch of people left the moment I left. And, like, I turned around, and there were at least, like, 15 people following me. There were maybe 30 people in this room, so half the room followed me out. Okay, 898 to 99. I thought it was close to 2000 when Utena came out. But I remember that moment. I was like, ooh. And I was in the bathroom. I was pissed after this. I was washing my hands. And more so angry, like, well, the manga was 96. Okay. I was more angry at that moment, like, what is she saying about women that want to embody those kind of traits? That they're not feminine enough? Like, what the fuck is this? And I actually had some women who went to the bathroom with me. Like, they didn't follow me or anything. They just happened to have to go to the bathroom. And they saw me pissed. Like, angry, washing, pissed. And they were just like, hey, we really thought you had a very good argument. And she just kept going on about weird shit. Like, her weirdness. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, because I thought maybe it's just me. And funny enough, so years later, or not years later, it was like maybe a year later, I went to Anime Wasabi. That was a dumpster fire convention. If you ever want me to tell you convention horror stories, I can do it. Anime Wasabi, I actually saw one of the people, they appeared as a guest. It was one of the people who was supposed to be in that panel. So the woman who had been working for years in the anime industry was a trans woman. And she's been trans, like, she started her, like, transition back in the 80s. So I saw her, told her about this, and she was pissed. She was livid. Like, ooh, let me been there. Let me at that bitch. So, yeah, that's one of my weirdest stories about Revolutionary Girl Utena and picking a fight with a voice actor. Usually most voice actors are very pleasant and wonderful. Like, I love them. I love meeting voice actors. They're really chill. But, oh, that lady made me mad. She would have she pissed off a lot of people. And yeah, it's a crazy story. I know it was a long story, but it was crazy. And it happened. I was like, like, I never wanted to just lay into somebody so hard in my life. So, yeah, that's my weirdest one. And it had to do with old ass anime, because I think if you can find, I don't know if you can actually stream Revolutionary Girl Utena. I don't know, which is shocking. When it comes down to what 2020 is. Who the hell? The who Harlock, like the whole Harlock world. I don't, like, with 2020, I'm amazed Utena's not streaming anywhere. I'm glad Rose of Versailles is on Crunchyroll. I I don't ever describe why I like anime. I always feel like I explain too much of why I love an anime, and so that's usually why you get this like abbreviated version of me talking. But Rosa Versailles, and mostly I watched Rosa Versailles because I do like Utena, and watching Rosa Versailles, you immediately get where Utena gets a lot of like its visual style, even how Utena as a character is built. Oh, it's streaming in YouTube. Okay, yeah. If you can, it's long though. So it Revolutionary Girl Utena, you're not going to finish in like a night. It's going to take a couple days because it's like 40 something episodes. I have all of the episodes on DVD because I'm old. And eventually I want to get the Blu-ray of it, but I have the DVDs, and the DVD box set is gorgeous, so I'm not in any rush to upgrade to the Blu-ray. But I ended up loving Rosa Versailles. It has, I'm so sad. The anime toned it down a little bit, but the manga did such a good job. So Oscar, essentially for people that don't know, it's a retelling from a different point of view of, they have 3 seasons, about 10 to 15 episodes per season. Okay, yeah. I think it's like 4 seasons. So they might have the whole series. It might be the whole series for Utena. But for Rosa Versailles, it's essentially a retelling of the House of Versailles, or the Palace of Versailles. There we go. And it's a lot of the details where they're talking about the Palace of Versailles are actually pretty historically accurate. They didn't change a lot of those details, and you actually have a narrator who will pop in and tell you historical facts about Versailles and Queen, like Marie Antoinette. And I was like, oh, this is cool. But the coolest person is actually Oscar, and you'll still see people cosplay as Oscar. Like, that actually makes me so happy that most big conventions I go to, I still see an Oscar cosplayer, because Oscar is just a badass character. She's potentially, I think a lot of people like to credit her as a queer character because of one line she says to another character who ends up falling in love with her. And her name is Oscar because her father made babies, and he already had, like, I think 4 daughters, and then had Oscar and was pissed. Like, how? So they're like, oh, you have another beautiful baby girl. And her dad's like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna raise her to be a boy. This is a boy. I don't care what nobody says. So everybody wants to bang Oscar in the Rose of Versailles. And so with that, when she grows up, she actually ends up having this really weird dilemma of, she knows she's a woman, but raised to be a man, and it causes a conflict in her life, but it makes her conflicts more interesting when she's dealing with people. So, like, she'll deal with men in the series, and they'll blow her off. Like, even though she is, like, skilled in everything, men will ignore her in the series simply because they're like, well, you're a woman, so why does it matter? Like, she ends up being Marie Antoinette's guard. Like, that's how little they think of her. They're like, well, you can guard the queen. That's nice. It's not that much work. And she ends up being badass at it and raising, like, going up the ranks where she's not even, like, at some point, she's no longer even taking care of Marie Antoinette. And one of the aspects of it I love is her relationship. So this is where the queer relationship comes from, is there's a girl, she essentially adopts this girl, and the girl starts falling in love with her. And the girl is, like, just upset. I can't remember her full name. Like, it's really fucked up. Like, basically she adopts her so she can go through the nobility and seek revenge on the bitch that killed her mother. And right before this girl's mother dies, she finds out, oh, that I'm not actually your mother. Your mother abandoned you with me years ago. And so this girl is determined to kill the nobility that killed her mother because they ran her over and didn't give a fuck. They didn't even stop. And so at some point she's like crying to Oscar, and Oscar even tells her, she was like, if I was a man, I would gladly take you as my wife in a heartbeat. And I was like, oh, that's pretty badass. She does other little weird things, like she'll dance with women, and women want to bang Oscar, like everybody does. But Oscar's main love interest, yeah. This is me why I'm like, this is why I love Rosa Versailles. It's so good. It's like 50-something episodes, but oh man. If you can't get past the old 70s style, it's going to be a hard watch. But if you can, it's good. So one of my favorite scenes in the entirety of the Rose of Versailles is her main love interest is actually like her assistant. So Oscar is born into nobility, and the person she loves is not nobility. It sounds like a trashy romance novel, and it almost is that kind of level. But Oscar's the bad bitch where you're like, oh! So she finds this, like, her, and I can't remember his name right now. He's one of the best characters in the series. But he's, like, with her from childhood. They grew up together, and he falls in love with her. And even when you watch the opening credits, you can hear him, like, being like, oh, Oscar. He basically, at one point, tells Oscar, like, I love you. I wish there was a... Yeah. Oscar Francois de Jarez. So when she hooks up with this guy, essentially, eventually, her and her childhood best friend, they hook up and they get married. But they get married in secret because she's nobility. It's not okay for her to be with him, technically. So on their wedding night, when they're together, he sits there and he starts crying. He was like, I am poor. I love you. I'm poor. I can't do anything to help you, but I want to be by your side always. I just feel like less of a man because I can't do that. And you have to remember, this is the French Revolution when all this is happening. And Oscar looks at him and she was like, I understand that my family has more than you, and I understand I'm in a better place of privilege than you, but for this one night, and she was like, and when I'm at home, I want to be your wife. She was like, I will be your commander out on the battlefield, but tonight I am your wife, and I want you to take me as your wife. Yes, Andre. And then they bang, and like the anime cuts a lot of that, including a lot of that conversation out. And I think if I remember from my research on my Rosa Versailles makeup, it's one of the first times in manga where they show, like in a woman's manga, like in shoujo, that they show a sex scene. Like, and it's not like anything explicit. It's really not. It's shoujo level sex scene. But it's so good. It's so good. And I was like bawling my eyes out. I was bawling my eyes. I was like, oh my God, I love this. And, ooh, it's so good. Historical candy. It's so good. Just go watch Rosa Versailles. If you get a chance and you want to slowly go through it, watch the Rose of Versailles. And the opening credits for it are beautiful. They're beautiful. But it's a tragedy. It's about the French Revolution. So, spoiler, but not a spoiler at all because the opening tells you. It does not hide it. Oscar does not really get a happy ending. She does not. France does, but Oscar does not. Yeah. Ooh. I'm sorry that took so long. I don't know if anybody wants me to ever describe anime like that ever freaking again on the fly. But shit like that is what tugged on my heartstrings for the Rose of Versailles. I mean, yeah. Don't apologize. Okay. Aw, thank you. And it is on Crunchyroll. The whole thing is on Crunchyroll. That's how I watched it. I want to go watch it now. It's great. It has never had an English dub. At least not that I know of. I think when I looked it up, it never got an English dub. So it is subtitles, which is why I'm like, take your time watching it. Um, oof. Yeah, it's such good series. Just an amazing series. Like, I get why people were hooked on it. And I think there was a little bit of a trend for a fact where in Japan, like in the 80s, because the series came out at the like 1978, 1979 time frame, and a lot of kids in Japan, or a lot of girls in Japan, were super interested in this series and super interested in the French Revolution because of this manga. Like, the mangaka for it, she is considered like one of the OG like 5 or something. So I know there's her and Rumiko Takahashi, I'm probably saying it wrong, and a few others. But Rumiko Takahashi is the one who essentially did Ranma 1/2, because that's my love, and Inuyasha. She's done a bunch of other stuff, like a bunch. And most of her stuff is really good. But they're like the OG people, like some of the OG ass people of why you have women mangaka. It wasn't as normal of a thing. Or if they were not super popular. They began the super popular trend of women. And, random facts. If you want to know some other cool ass women that have done series you probably like, Blue Exorcist. That's a woman mangaka. I didn't know that until I went to Anime Expo, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna meet the Blue Exorcist chick." And I'm like, "What?" I was like, I didn't know. They removed it? Oh, that's sad. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. So if you message me, I will find it and get you the Rose of Versailles. Because I know it's somewhere. I think it actually might be on YouTube. I think at one point they were streaming it for free on YouTube. Yeah, in 2018. Okay. Because I know there's something going on since Kiss Anime died. Some of the anime studios were starting up a thing where they were going to make a service where you can go and watch some of the OG anime. So I would not be surprised if the Rose of Versailles pops up there, because it's still a very, very well-known series and very good. And, oh god, yeah, I gush about the Rose of Versailles. I gush about Mob Psycho Season 2. That is something you can go watch. That is on Crunchyroll. Watch Season 1 and Season 2. Mob Psycho, I'm gonna tote to the heavens, because this almost never happens. Season 2 of Mob Psycho is better than Season 1. Season 1 is good. Season 2 is like how I was freaking the fuck out over Aggretsuko. Like, I was by myself, just crying in my bed. I'm like, why is it so good? Oh, man. Because Season 1 goes into a lot of Mob's everyday life. You're getting to know him. You're getting to know the other characters. Badass psychic battles. Amazing. Season 2, it gets deep in character development. And some of that shit, you're like, oh wow. I didn't think they would go there. Like, my favorite character in Mob Psycho, other than Mob, is essentially his mentor. And I'm just saying that because I can't remember his name off the bat, like brain fart. But his storyline in Season 2 is so good. Like, it actually explains in more depth of how the hell did he become this fake psychic. Like, it's so good. Like, Mob Psycho, like, people love One Punch Man, because one did One Punch Man and Mob Psycho. That's why they look the same. That's why Mob looks like Saitama with hair. If you read the original comic online, which I think Panzer told me all of the chapters that One originally wrote are on the internet, so it's not all beautiful. Yeah, that explains a lot. Yeah, same creator. And I think creatively, Mob Psycho is better. It takes more chances with your weird psychic shit and trippy imagery. So it takes a lot. But the storyline is much deeper. Saitama in One Punch Man, I mean, he defeats everybody in one punch. And sometimes he gets salty that he's tired of defeating people in one punch. But, man, Mob Psycho, he dug deep. I was like, man, I gotta finish Mob Psycho. I think he said from what Panzer told me, it's 101 chapters. Or no, I think it's 101. I do like One Punch. Mob Psycho, it's not as humorous. I like the humor in it. And so it's still got the weird humor like One Punch Man has, but season 2, the humor is cut. Like, it's still got its funny moments, but it's not nearly as strong. So I would say One Punch Man is definitely completely just comedy. Mob Psycho is a little more drama driven because Mob has these powers and he legitly just wants to be a regular kid. That's it. He just wants to be a regular kid with a regular life, and his psychic abilities start impeding upon that. So the nice thing about Mob is he doesn't like using his powers because he's like, I want to be like everybody else. He was like, if I didn't have these powers, I wouldn't be like I would be just, nobody would even notice me. I would be somebody else. So yeah, if you get the chance, go watch Mob Psycho. It's so good. It's good. I feel like a lot of people slept on it because One Punch Man came out the gates like just heavy hitting. And then Mob Psycho kind of followed behind it, and people were like, yeah, no. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been blabbing on for a while, and I'm keeping an eye on time because I need to at least start leaving by 2:30. Probably 2:15, so I should wrap it up. But is there anything you guys want me to talk about? Mob is on HBO Max. I think it's also on Crunchyroll still, because that's where I originally watched Mob Psycho. Let me see. So I'm checking, because I'm telling y'all to watch stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to make it hard for you to, like, henpeck where to find it. Let's see. Yeah, I think if it's on HBO Max, that's news to me. But if it's on... Yep, just checked. Okay. Yeah. So Mob Psycho is on HBO Max, and it's on Crunchyroll. Or Verve. If you have Verve, you get Crunchyroll. I don't know if anybody knew that, because Crunchyroll owns Verve. So, there you go. There's also a really good series by Michael B. Jordan there. I haven't finished, but I'll talk about that more when I finish the series. But yeah, I love talking about anime. I really do. I'm kind of sad that I haven't been around many people to gush and gush and gush about anime and be like, please watch this. Or I'm not around people who... Usually the other thing I got a problem with is I'm around people who don't care about anime. And when they're kind of like, I want entry-level anime. And I'm like, all right, here's your entry-level anime. Go watch Miyazaki films. And then if you like that, come back and talk to me. But I don't get to just gush about, like, anime that's not necessarily beginner level, but it's still good. We need to start a manga reading club. I know, right? Panzer, whenever we do the stream on Twitch, he usually suggests a manga. Now, some of his manga, I'm like, bruh, what is this? What is this? But he had a good one, like the Demon School, Aruma-kun or something like that. That one was actually pretty interesting. Like, I was like, I'll probably keep reading this one. But I wouldn't mind starting a manga club. So if y'all would want to, I can do that. Like, maybe just me by myself once a month, we can host a manga club and do a discussion down in the comments or the chat here. And see if that is something, y'all would fucks with. I always recommend Akira as a starter, but I love Cyberpunk. Yeah, Akira's a little much. I think Akira's a bit much for anybody just entering the realm of anime. I showed the Hubs. He has been watching anime with me for years. And he already had a light touch of anime before I ever came into the picture. And I should probably lift my chair because I look weird just... There we go. Yeah. Okay. With my Naga shirt. But I took him a few years ago. We went to Anime Fest. That's the other reason Anime Fest is pretty awesome. They were having a film festival for like 2-3 years in a row. And we would go just to support it. But they would play like new anime, like they had the Love Live premiere of anime and Final Fantasy Kingsglaive, but they also showed shit like Akira in theaters. So it was cool. It was at the Alamo Draft House, and you paid for your movie, or you could pay for an all-day pass to go watch all the movies. And he watched Akira, and he turned and looked at me like, and it was like, the fuck did you just make me watch? He was not amused. Like, he liked it, but he was still like, ooh. Oh, fair warning, as Billy Films. Again, I have another weird story that has to do with me at some weird anime-related thing. So, this anime film festival I was talking about, they played Grave of the Fireflies, and a lot of the people did not know what they were getting themselves into. Ray asked me, did we want to go see Grave of the Fireflies? When we saw this, the way the movie structure was, because we were just like, screw it, we'll just spend all day watching movies. It is really good. Like, it's an amazing movie, but you're going to cry. Like, you're either going to cry or you're going to feel depressed for like 2 days. Yeah, you got to be ready for Grave. These people in the theater were not. You could tell 90% of that audience did not know what they were getting themselves into. Oh, Barefoot Again. Ugh. That one's rough. That is so... Barefoot Again, that made me cry too. And it's so messed up. Like, it's so... Yeah, Grave, Barefoot Again. Those are 2 movies you don't want to mess with. Actually, I got a third one that I'll finish my story that I was talking about. So, we went to see Paprika, which is an amazing movie. Like, ooh, if I can do a Discord thing, maybe we can watch Paprika sometime. And so it was Paprika, and the other one I'm like, you gotta be kind of mentally prepared to watch it, is the Belladonna of Sadness. But sandwiched in between them, was Grave of the Fireflies. And Hubs asked me, did I want to go and watch Grave of the Fireflies? And I was like, oh, fuck that. We are not ready for this. And so what ended up happening was we were just like hanging out. I think we went to go see another movie in between. Like, it was one of the Bourne movies, because it's Alamo Draft House, and we had multiple hours to kill before we saw the Belladonna Sadness. And so we leave, and I ran over to the door for Grave of the Fireflies, and my Hubs is like, what are you doing? And I was like, I need to see something. So we stood there, and I waited because I wanted to know how many people in that audience knew what they were getting themselves into. And everyone walked out. It was one of 2 things. They either were bawling their eyes out, or they were in complete silence. And the 2 outlier funny shits, I really did. It was, I admit, that was probably fucked up, but I had to see this. So what I ended up doing was I walked back, we stood by the door, I waited, I saw all the people, almost everybody was in silence, and one was a really just gold response, and the other one I felt so bad. People just sobbing and going to the bathroom trying to wipe their eyes, or people just walking and looking down, nothing. And the last one was this set of 3 girls, and one girl in the middle looking down, and her friends mugging the shit out of her. Like, they're like... And they walk past us, they get close to the bathroom, and the girl that's on the left was like, looked at the girl in the middle and was like, you're not allowed to pick fucking movies ever again. And the girl's like, yeah, that's fair. I was like, so, of course, my evil ass is trying so hard not to laugh. Was it in the episode of One Punch Man where the bad guy tries to kill his own brother? I'll have to go back to that comment in a second. So I'm sitting here, I'm like dying. I'm like, okay. And the last one that made me feel so awful was a mom, and she walked out with her little girl who's 7. And I was like, Oh my god. Those movies need a warning on the cover before it starts. Like, dude, you're not ready for this. Come back and watch later. I always tell people, I'm like, watch this movie if you need to cry. If you need to cry, like, you can't cry and you need an ugly cry, like that emotion filled, like, you about to vomit and your dehydrated level cry, that's when you watch that kind of movie. Oh, that I warn people. I'm like, no. Like, I've told Ray, I was like, nah, we watching Grave of the Fireflies when somebody dies. That's the only time we're watching it. And so the little girl that was 7, she was bawling her eyes out. I was standing with a friend who set up a little shop because they allowed vendors to hang out during there too. It was really cool. I hope they do it again. Yeah, dude, that's way too young to even see previews for Grave or Barefoot again. It is. The sad part is her mom felt awful, so she talked to me and my friends, and the little girl was just crying, and we're like, oh my god. And the little girl, like, her mom was like, I didn't know what this movie was about. I just saw, oh, it's about children in anime, and immediately, and thought, oh, it could also be educational. And I was like, honey, no, most movies about World War II are not happy. And this is one of the worst you could pick. And the girl, she couldn't stop crying. I felt like she stood there for 10 minutes just crying, and my heart was breaking. Well, it was educational. That is true, Mizunos. That is true. So, don't ever watch Grave of the Fireflies. Just don't. Don't. Oh, God, yeah, just don't. The other movie I was talking about that's really hard watch was The Belladonna of Sadness. So, it's another weird film that takes place in the French Revolution. Like, not French Revolution time frame, but it's in France. I was in middle school when I saw Barefoot, and it was hard for me to swallow, right? Oh, man, I would never tell somebody. I'd be like, do you hate your children? Don't make them watch this. They chose to watch this on their own. They fucked up. But don't force them to watch it. This is shit that makes you cry. The Belladonna of Sadness. Nobody will ever show their children this one. It is the most art house ass anime I've ever seen. I think you can actually rent it on YouTube. So if you really want to go watch it, go ahead. But it's art house as hell. There's a lot of bizarre imagery. It was made in the 70s, and there's a lot of sex. And it's like artsy, art house done. Kind of like the R word. In the first 5 minutes. And it's all hand-drawn. It's watercolor painted. Tell them to watch Boku. I think it's more acceptable. If you watch The Belladonna of Sadness, go in knowing you're in for a weird ride and weird imagery. Like, we were watching it because we heard it was a bunch of studios were trying experimental stuff. And a lot of adult content came out of that time frame. So we were like, cool, let's see this for film history. And it was hilarious. When they introduced the film, we didn't even watch the film yet. They were just like, hey, we have to warn everybody. There are depictions of, certain things going on and strong sexual imagery going on through a majority of this film. And with that warning, let's start the movie. And everyone just sat there awkwardly in silence after hearing the R word. And, one dude in the back was awkwardly like, woo! I was like, well, that's weird. So, we all watched The Belladonna of Sadness, watched the whole movie, and we were equally as silent as Grave of the Fireflies. Nobody was crying. Everyone was just silent and felt awkward. So, yeah. I think you can actually find The Belladonna of Sadness on YouTube. I'm gonna double check on that one. But if not, go ahead and watch, don't watch Grave of the Fireflies. If you need to cry from this awful ass year, you need to be reminded of the 1940s. Go 1930, 1940 time frame. go watch Grave of the Fireflies and cry yourself into a sleep. Or, make yourself sad watching The Grave of the Fireflies. Or even go watch Barefoot again and cry some more and realize how awful humanity is. Those two films, Belladonna Sadness reminds you, weirdly enough, of how much it sucks to be a woman to a degree. It does. Like, let me see if I can find it. Belladonna of Sadness. I don't want the soundtrack. The soundtrack wasn't bad. It's super duper, like, you can tell the time frame this was made. Like, looking at it, you don't even... Yeah, it is on YouTube. So if you look up Belladonna of Sadness, let's see. If you want, I'll link... No, I won't link the trailer. The trailer is still pretty intense. It's on YouTube! So, yeah, I'm sorry I went on that. Big oof. Yeah, it's a big oof. But if you do want I guess if y'all want something for me to wrap up and say, go watch after I've talked about so much anime, I would say, again, go watch either Revolutionary Girl Utena or The Rose of Versailles. And if those two things are not up they don't float your boat, like if you're like, I don't want to watch that shit, go watch Paprika. And this is me recommending older anime, not anything new this time. Go watch Paprika. It is one of Satoshi Kon's finest films, and it was the last film he worked on before he died. Completed film before he died. I love Paprika. Paprika is such a good movie. It is so trippy and weird and beautiful. I love it. It is one of my favorite movies. And of course, if you're like, I don't want to do any of that, then fast forward in time and just read or watch Mob Psycho. I was going back to Kanos's comment before I just wrap up. Was it in the second episode in One Punch Man where the bad guy kills his own brother? I think that was episode 3. What about Dirty Pair, Orphan, Sorcerer Hunters? And, I got a few others. Yeah, actually, a lot of those I would suggest. I love Sorcerer Hunters. Some of the jokes have not aged well, but I love it. I still love it. I think, yeah, Perfect Blue. Oh, God, Perfect Blue. Oh, man, Perfect Blue is it's so good. I can't say things. Next week, maybe I'll explain why I was making weird unholy noises at the end. But if you watch Sorcerer Hunter, you have to watch. Sorcerer Hunters is best to watch in English. It really is. It's hilarious. And Golden Boy. Cutie Honey. I do love Cutie Honey. Cutie Honey is okay, Cutie Honey is very it's for many, like, you have to be a certain kind of anime fan to like Cutie Honey. Like, I like Cutie Honey. I like Cutie Honey Flash. And even though a lot of people might give flack to it, a lot of people will give flack to it. It helped solidify certain things in the magical girl genre. Maybe I can talk about that in King Lotier's stream. But yeah, I guess for this week, and if you want me to, I can do another anime chat. Maybe I can do talk about anime while I'm doing Photoshop sometime. Ceres Fushigi Yugi. Oh man, that's some OG shit. I love Fushigi Yugi. Ceres, I didn't get to watch much of that one. Okay, I'm wrapping up because it's 16 and I have to go get my mom. So yeah, if I have to suggest some stuff if you want to watch for the week, and if you want me to continue talking about this, maybe more like this format, and I can make it more lively, or I can do Photoshop and that, because I have a Photoshop video, like a produced one, coming out soon. Probably tomorrow, depending on how today's gonna work out. Anything by Shiro Masume. Yeah, he's so good. Masamune. There you go. I can say things. But yeah, if I had to suggest some stuff, if you want to go check out some old anime this week, or older anime that's not current season, that shit you can sit and just binge, would be Revolutionary Girl Utena, The Rose of Versailles. If that, for people that might be like, that girly shit's not my taste, I'm like, fine, screw you. But if you don't want to watch those two, then I would probably suggest watch Paprika or Mob Psycho 100. And yeah, that's pretty good. But again, that's just my take on it. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Are there any final thoughts you want to throw into the chat before I shut everything down in about 1 minute? If so, I'll hang out here for a few more moments. You're going to see me eat something again, and I'm just going to wait. And if not, then if you liked me talking like this today, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I'll text you, okay? Check my Ko-Fi. Oh no! Are you going to... Oh no! Oh shoot, no! Oh no, I know what that is. Sorry, you heard me scream. Add me to your stream, friends. Okay. We need to hang out. I miss you. I miss a lot of your faces. Like, most of the people in here I do know, and I miss people so bad. Let's see. Oh man. Alright. Well, if that is all, I'll check y'all later, and I'm gonna go check my code. So I'll message a few of you in private, but I'll check y'all later. Okay. Ugh. I can't bribe you games to play if we aren't friends on Steam. I'll add you on Steam. Okay. All right. I'm done. All right. Bye.